So here we are in Myrtle Beach. This is Scotty. Here we are in Myrtle Beach at the rally. And as some people know, I work at these shows. I've been doing it for years. And if you're wanting to drift, it's a good gig because you can come in and you can work a hard week. You got to find somebody to work for. There's a lot of guys and a lot of different kinds of jobs. And then you can work your ass off for a week and you get your pay and the job's over and you're on your way. Once these guys get to know you, then they start trying to get you to work these other shows around the country. But right now I'm working here at Randy's Cycle Shack and he works on bikes. I prefer working on bikes because I'm not that good of a salesman. I don't want to deal with the people that much. So I try, and I'm a veteran. It's skilled labor. They got to pay you a little more. So here's my boss. You can't even see him. Like, well, watch yourself. This is what it's come to. I have to work for guys like this.
That's the ticket. We keep you working.
But today, here, we'll take a look at the outfit. But today is Wednesday, and it's slow for us. So what I'm doing today is I'm doing my own bike. I come in here and need an oil change. Okay? I'm going to give this back to you in a minute, right, Randy? So here we're going to take a look at the whole outfit here. And that's Randy's Cycle Shack. And this is what we got going. We're in Frank Brown Park. You see these other vendors? Now the show hasn't actually started yet. Alright, so you can give this back to me. Or I mean, you can point it back at me. Okay, so what happens at these things is, if you're just traveling around, it get kind of boring, you know, going from town to town, not much going on. So you come to these shows, and it's kind of bigger than life. A lot of times there's a lot of things going on that you don't see. There's races and concerts and things going on. You can get your bike worked on, you can make some money if you're willing to work, and you can get parts. Once you get to know these guys, a lot of these vendors know each other, and so you're like, okay, you're behind the scenes, man. They're like, okay, we're going to give you a deal on this pair of chaps or whatever it is you want to buy. You start getting that shit. And so, hey, we'll watch what you're... And so that's what I'm doing right now. From here, I work 2 more rallies after this one, and I'm done for the summer. They give me enough money to make it... I mean, maybe I'll work for somebody else, but... maybe not. Then I got to work it. Then that gives me money for the summer, so I don't have to think about money for the rest of the season. I can just travel.
54,000 miles in the last 2 years.
Yeah. So you've been traveling around.
Oh, but.
So you out of a house? Are you living on your bike or what?
Everything I own is right here.
Ah, you fucking weirdo.
This crazy weirdo I met 2 years ago got me the idea of living out of a 4-person tent. So that's what I live in.
That's right. What was it, 2 years ago, we took a trip out of here together, and after that, he got inspired, and now his bike back. Remember you had to go buy some saddlebags and a tent at Walmart for the trip?
Yep, yeah, exactly. I asked you, I said, hey, do you mind if I ride with you? And you said, do you have a tent and saddlebags? And I said, there's a vendor selling saddlebags. And Walmart's right there, they got tents.
So here it is 2 years later, now he lives on his bike.
With Titan.
With Titan, working the rallies.
Yep.
That's where I met you, was working the rallies.
Yep.
Yeah.
First time we met off of Facebook was at Myrtle Beach, actually.
Ah, but it was here where we traveled out it together. I remember that. Well, anyway, so here we are, Panama City rally. It's just slow today, so I'm taking the day off and going through some of the other vendors. What's his name, Scorpio?
Titan.
Titan.
Let's go. Up.
Hey, there he is.
Good boy. Tank. Tank. Go. Tank. Down. He was loving his ride this morning.
This Scorpio, he's a real lunatic. But this is his dresser that he's making into a out in left field dresser.
I make sure you get those up and add him on Facebook so you can watch him ride.
Oh, you doing the Facebook thing?
Yep, he has his own page.
Oh, the dog does, huh?
Now this dog has more miles than half the people you ride with.
He works, Scorpio here works rallies too. We may ride to the next rally together. It's looking, because we're both working the same one. Wait a minute, man. Here we are at Myrtle Beach. Not Myrtle Beach. I'm in Panama City, Florida for the motorcycle rally. It's the night. The vendors are here. Well, some are. But the customers are gone. This is over here where I work. Let's just go see what's going on. People hanging out. I'm not videoing everything, but I learned how to do video these days. So I'm doing your little barbecue here, man. Middle of the night barbecue bullshit session. I just thought I'd show what goes on after hours around here.
Not the bar.
Ah, look at that.
I'll put my pants down.
Oh, you need to focus?
God damn it.
Hey, you get the people that are like, oh yeah.
I wish this camera would zoom. Yeah, thank you. That helps my video, yeah. So this is what I gotta live with to try to make a living here. I gotta do this shit. That bike in the back there is worth a fortune.
They're like, well, you said you started at 9, so why don't you just put mine on now?
Here we are.
I have 3 appointments.
So I don't know if you can hear me for that, but anybody can work these who wants to. You can travel, come make your money, fill your pockets up, work a hard week, and then move on. I see this guy everywhere. And then move on. And they'll begin to ask you if you want to work other rallies. Once they get to know you, I've been made a bunch of offers this year that I'm not even taking. Because I've done enough. I don't need any more money. I got one more after this, 3 days and a night, and I'm done. So it could be an interesting one. But I'm working inside. Now, at any rally, there's 2 scenes. There's this party scene out here. People who've come to get drunk, do some burnouts, whatever, have some fun, do some partying. And there's the behind the scenes scene where I live. And that's these guys. They're in the building. All these different vendors. This guy here is doing sunglasses. I don't know him. Okay, and these guys, among each other, we do a lot of different, like a lot of us know each other. And we're all kind of in the same boat. So, you guys got jewelry here. So in the back here, we got the LED vendor, custom lights next to us, Alan. Over here, that's my boss talking to him. That's him in the middle. Yesterday he gave me a custom cell phone holder, really fancy, expensive son of a bitch with a charger for my handlebars, which I don't usually use those much because I can't see up close without glasses anyway, but they wanted it on my bike. And he also gave me a set of late model lights that were takeoffs. Passing lights, this high dollar LED stuff, so we put them in. He helped me put them in. And over here's where I live. Okay? This is where I work. You can see we're in the back. Place on the left. This is Randy's Cycle Shack. Right now we're slow. Today we had a bunch of work going on. So nobody's in here. There's my boss, Randy. And it's all mobile. All goes in a truck, comes here in the truck. So what you have here, the pinstriper here, yesterday they had a very fancy bike. Hey, there he is. I don't know his name, but my boss let him put it on one of our lifts so that they can work on it better. So everybody kind of takes care of each other at these things. You can make your money here. You can get parts for your bike. We picked up a used tire I'm going to have to put on my bike before I leave. I could get one at cost, but they're still very expensive even at cost. So I'll probably put that on. You can get oil change. I did an oil change at the last rally, which was Panama City. The year's 2007. There's Alan. Probably got some lights he's been doing on this bike. See him? Say hi, Alan. Hi. All your fans. Hi, Mom. Hi, Dad. Come buy some LEDs. Come buy some LEDs, yeah, and some fucking tires. Come buy everything we sell. That simple as that. I don't think you can see this. I go to the big dinner and get paid. This is what it looks like after. Same place. Vendors are tearing down. Everybody's ready to go home. These things have a habit of, after the show is over, they have a tendency to take you to some fancy dinner. I used to have one boss who'd take us all out, and he had a big crew. He'd spend $700 on the damn dinner. It's just amazing. Over there, that's where they had the bands, the fire girls, the boats. This is where I was working. In here, the party's over, and I'm glad. Everybody tearing down. That's where we were. Right in the corner. That's it. We're in the swanky restaurant.
It's recording, not clicking.
When you see it, it's set wrong. It's really recording. Hey, this is Tramp Scotty, and we're in Myrtle Beach after the Myrtle Beach motorcycle rally. And what I want to talk about is money. A lot of the first questions people ask me is how I get money, since I only work about a month a year, sometimes less. And which is a valid question, I can dig that. And the first thing I tell them is that, first off, since we don't have any bills, we don't need that much money. I just don't have need to work that often, so I don't. I get some money, rat pack it, and then live off it for as long as it lasts, or until I work some other show. And a lot of times people assume that I'm broke all the time, and I'm, you know, eating at McDonald's all the time, and that I'm like scrounging around, and that's not true. I have found that to not be true at all, man. So what I'm going to show you is, I generally work 3 rallies a year in the spring on the East Coast, just to get traveling money for the summer, and then I have to work. Anyways, the next show is still to come, and that's always a person's first concern when they want to hit the road, is what am I going to do about money? I can dig that it was mine too in the beginning, but now people ask me how much it cost me to live for a week or a month or whatever, and my answer is quite simply, I just have no idea. I don't keep track of it. If the money starts getting low, then I think about how I'm going to get some more, and I have these 4 rallies a year that I work. 2 7-day ones. One's, I think, 5 days. Panama 5 days. I think it's 5 days, and then there's 3 days and a night one that I have coming up, and that's, I don't even know why I don't run out of money. But there's an old saying that goes, do what you love to do because you truly love to do it, and the money will come. There's a lot of people, I'm going to get a little philosophical, but there's a lot of, and I'm not religious, don't get me wrong, but there's a lot of people who believe that God has a greater plan for each person, but I can choose. I have free choice. I can choose not to follow that. I can choose to follow my fears instead. My fears of destitution, my fears of, you know, whatever might happen if I try to follow that little voice inside that's calling me to do something different than what I'm doing now. I mean, I think most of us experience that at least sometime in life, right? That little voice that says, quit this job, or move to the country, or in my case, hit the road, or whatever it tells the individual person, you know, start a farm. I mean, that little voice. And that's where I think that if you follow do what you love to do because you truly love to do it, the money will come. And that, you know, I've been on the road 22 years doing this stuff, and although it was a lot harder at first and I've learned a lot, it's gotten to be a really easy life. Sometimes people ask me if I ever want to go back to regular life, and I'm like, I've tried it a couple times, but it's just too hard. This is much too easy. I just can't go back to that. For me, it was a grind, man. And I got a lot of friends who love their jobs and have great lives. I don't suggest anybody should live like this. It's just, from what my experience is that the simpler I can make life, the easier it becomes. I used to have a real problem with the definition of those 2 words, complicated and simple. And I finally got it, man. The definition of complicated is harder. The definition of simple is easier, right? So what you want? What do I want? The choice is, do I want to have a hard life or an easy life? Anyways, we're sitting out here at camp relaxing the day after the rally. We've got to, Scorpio's filming for me. We've got to get to another rally. I think we got 450 miles, I think it is, to the next one. That's the last show, and then I'm off, and I get to go do the things I want. And that's till next time. Here we are at the Rolling Thunder Rally in Washington, D.C. In the spring, I worked 3 of these rallies to get money for the summer. I think I probably already said that. So I don't have to think about money the rest of the year or the rest of the summer. But this is the last of them, and I'm not working on motorcycles here. The only reason I work this show, I'm working for a guy who sells patches and vests, and basically it's a biker costume shop. And the only reason I work this one is it's 3 days and a night, and he pays stupid money. I put in like 50 hours in that time. So what we get to do is work like dogs. The object here is to get a pile of money as much as I can, sit on it, and then coast for long periods of time. So I used to work the shows, the East Coast. You can keep working them one after the other right up into New Hampshire to Laconia. There's a bunch of them in a row. But as I started getting better paying jobs, I quit going up into New England, mostly because it rains too much. I don't like it. And also, it shortened up my work season. So I'm going to show you a little bit of DC. It's the morning, and they're not really here yet. What happens is, it's just getting started. And what happens is, they mob us at this show pretty much all day long. And my boss, this one, they don't let us set up until Friday night. So we were here till 3 in the morning setting this tent up. And then I had to be back in the morning to work. But here it is. We sell patches. And I got till Monday night. This is my hole here. I got till Monday night. And then I'm off. It's the boss's wife there. Alright, that's it. Here we are in DC. It's raining like crazy, man. And everybody's trapped in our tent. Yeah. That's what's going on at the moment. This is what happens at the DC rally. This Thunder Alley is where they put all the vendors. Maybe you can see it behind me. Time's over, it's closed up. We don't have a shower here. I'm sleeping in a truck that's parked on the street a block or so away. So I just walk over there. In order to get clean, what I do is I come over here, because I realized first time I ever came here that there's food vendors right across. See, we are right there. And right across from us is these food vendors. Food vendors always have water. So I came over here first times and I'd ask them, can I use your hose? And I'd bring a bucket over here, these big buckets, and fill it up. And what they started doing was heating the water for me in their coffee machine. Now they feed me and shit. Like, come over, these guys are cool. So this is what we got, and what I do is, they have a hose, I fill up a bucket, put it in front of these trucks with all them generators running. My big bucket here, I brought it over with me, it's my bathtub. And then I get to get my bath and walk over to my truck. They gave me a plate, here it is. Look what they're giving me. Shrimp, steak. You guys are probably better to me than I deserve. I just come over here to mooch your hose. They just have a habit of, once they close, sitting out here and eating and drinking and bullshitting.
Look at that, shrimp.
Yeah, I already got it.
Steak. This is why we're so slim and trim.
Yeah, I can see, because you're on such a strict diet, and because you're food vendor. You don't eat your own food here, Mud? What kind of stuff you sell mostly?
Well, here I sell all junk food.
Right.
Like catering stuff. Like I make these kind of, salads.
You do real catering? Like a regular caterer?
Yeah. Yeah, I make real stuff.
Yeah, but here it's vendor food generally is rough, man.
Yeah.
Stuff will kill you, and I work at these rallies. If I eat too much of it, I'm like, whoa. So you make yourself better food like this.
Mm-hmm.
Or you eat over here?
Like if they had room, I'd bring my gyro booth back.
What happens if you try to sell good food at these things? Nobody buys it?
I don't know. I've never tried it.
Alright, this is Scotty. We're after the DC rally, Rolling Thunder up here in DC. The show is over. This is my last show of the spring. Tiring, long and tiring. This is what we now have to do. We've got to load these 2 trucks. You saw this before, at least I know I filmed it during the rain when the tents were up. This is what we got. Trucks. Most of the vendors are out of here. Except for my boss is one rat packing son of a bitch. And he's got miles of junk we gotta load into this truck. These 2 trucks. All kind of great biker stuff. I guess. Nothing I really want. Tons of it. Sewing machine. Okay. Are we going with Sophie or Sonia today?
Your choice.
I didn't have it on the first time. I can't see up close, so I screwed it up. Our resident working people. I shouldn't say working girl, that wouldn't sound right. Alright, and the boss who's going to get irritated with me for filming, because...
What's wrong with the picture?
The first one, I didn't have the camera turned on. I had to do it again. That's the boss. He owns the place.
The boss is working, and he's there having fun.
Yeah, the boss. I like it like that. That's the way it should be. All right. So that was actually one of these. Is the truck I slept in the back. I forgot to get pictures of it. And so that's what it's like working the shows. This one is almost over. When the back of them doors close, I will be done. I got to work Sturgis in August. What is it right now? It's May. So that's how it works.